will start off this new episode with the battery. I ordered one, let's see, this is Wednesday. I ordered it Monday on Amazon, and I noticed that it was supplied and sold and sent by Amazon, so that means it was most likely coming out of the Kent, Washington warehouse, which means it would be there then almost like Prime. So I've got my the Shusha 10XB or 10X TY. I'm dyslexic. YTX12BS, which is a 10 ampere hour, 200 ampere hour, 10 battery ampere, however they got it. So I've got the battery and I've got the electrolyte. It's an AGM battery, but I got it. It doesn't, it's like it'll start charging today. So let me get some safety gear on and we'll reset up the camera and we'll start on this process. Well, I got my nitrile gloves on. I'm going to put on my goggles here. Tuck my eyes. Okay. It says to pull off this cover here, and then that's not needed anymore. And then we'll open up our battery asset here. And in this strip, you want to peel off, it's got seals underneath of it so it won't drip out, but you want to peel this. I guess it comes off easy. Now this will be saved to put on the battery when you're done. So you just, let me tip the camera back up here. Doesn't really matter which one's which. Just stick it up, down like this, and push. Break each one has a little seal in for each one. So just let it drain. Every once in a while tap it. It's got some equalizing chambers up here so that they'll all go down together, and just let it set there. And there's some time warnings on the list here. You want to let that container drain, and you want to let it set there for a while, and it may take a while before the plates to absorb the fluid. And then once that is done, then we'll put on a slow charge. And they were saying with this battery, YTX12BS, 1.2 amp at 5 to 10 hours. So once this is done filling, and it's going down pretty good now, I will put my battery charger junior on it, BT Junior on it, which should be enough, and I'll let that run overnight, and then it'll balance out the batteries. So we'll come back after this is done, and I can put the cap back on. I don't see any liquid left in this, so take it out, set it aside, and then now you take your little cap and you push it down. Stick it this way. So I got a piece of scrap plywood that push down on it. There. Now I'll let that set for at least, they say for less than an 18 ampere hour battery, and I was wrong, and then this is a 10.5 ampere hour battery, 180 cold crank amps. So we'll let that set for an hour or two. If it's greater than 18 ampere hour, they say 1 to 2 hours, but I got chores to do, so I'll go ahead and let that set for a while and let the plates, the AGM plates, absorb all the fluid that they can, and then we'll put it on the charge. Well, it's set for an hour. I've got my BT Junior on, and it's only 750 milliamps. They say 1.2, but I'll just let it set there overnight. I don't know how long it's going to take. Right now it's got the red light for down here for it's charging, so we'll see how long it takes. but I'll let it sit overnight. I don't know how long. I'll keep checking it to see when it goes to solid green. When it's just maintaining, it may take a couple hours. I'll let you know. Well, I've had the battery on charge yesterday for about 8 hours. Yeah, from 3:30 till 11:30 at night, and when I came out at 5 hours later, at 8:30, it was still charging with red. So when I came out at 11:30, it was over to green. So we got the. So now that the battery is charged, I can take it off it and put it into the scoot. But one of the other things that I was doing too, here I'll show you. I have this panel set up to make some sort of fiberglass cover in here, because this protects the everything up in the riser to the main frame tube, and all the wire and everything in there from getting road debris. But one of the followers on this little segment gave me a heads up on a YouTube or on a eBay site. The guy had one for an '86, so I went ahead and said, "What the hell," and bought it. So I mean, it's a sunk cause now for the money. So, but it'll most likely fit, and I won't have to tinker around with it. So, I got out the old Fluke too. I wanted to see what it's saying on a full charge. So it's 1302. So I'm happy there. I'll go ahead and put this in the scoot now. Well, I got the battery in there. Now I'm going to turn on the key. Let me reset up here and we get a better look. I'm going to test the lights and everything. Make sure I don't have to open up that Speedo unit again to chase poor connections down in that connection block. Well, let's give this thing a smoke test. Okay. Headlight, high beam. That was what I had last time I had to take it apart. The rear turn signal wasn't working. Okay. Okay, let me turn this. Oh, they said that you had to set the clock. You had to have a battery in. You had to have the key on. So, it works. Okay. With the key on and a battery in it, you just have to push this down. I've already gone around, so it's 1 p.m. But I'm close enough. Well, I guess I'll do that off camera, but it's about 1:40 now, so I can leave it at 1:47. That'll make me early wherever I go. Well, I want to start this thing up, let it run for a while. I want to check the radiator, make sure the fan and the temperature gauge work. That was the problems I had last time. We'll let that sit there a while and warm up. We'll come back. Well, you got a little bit of reflection of the trees in there, but the temperature gauge is working, and the fuel didn't register, and I stuck my finger in the hole and lifted up on the arm, and it came up. So it just needed more gas. So I put some more gas in it, and I don't have a long enough Phillips head screwdriver to get into the idle screw to bring it up a little bit, and probably I will break out the fluke meter because it's got a tack on it too, and hook that up to it. I want to run it a little bit longer to make sure the fan is working, because the last time, I remember it came on right at the end there. So I'll wait around and do that. If it's in the shop tore apart, the fan didn't come on. So we'll do enough of this for a while. We'll come back later. Well, we went riding down the road, and as I was going out the driveway, the second time to get out on the road, I could feel this hot air across my knees, and I think, God, is it, what is it? And I stopped and looked over, and the fan was running. So the fan works, everything works. And as I was coming back up the hill, I was looking at, I wonder how fast I'm going. I looked down, no speedometer. I forgot to hook the goddamn thing up and put this back together. So now I'll have to take this off camera and hook up the speedometer cable. Duh. Too used to the T-Max with the electronic sensors. Oh well. You live and learn. Well, everything is working. Lights, gauges, speedometer is working now. Every time I pull that instrument cluster off, I keep thinking I'm going to mess up something else. So everything's fine. Now I can start working on putting the front end on. I don't know if this is enough for one video or not, but I may just leave it at that. Have the putting on the nose as a separate one. The only thing I would really like to do is I'm not going to spend any more money on it until I can make sure I can get this thing licensed. And then once I do, then I'm going to see if I can get, I don't know if anybody out there would know whether or not it looks like the Helix ignition switch. Looks like it's the same bracket, only the key is upside down. And I don't know if I'll have to go online and see if the wiring is the same with a 4-pin plug and an accessory wire off to the side with a plug. If that's the case, then I'll see if I can get a kit, maybe. See if I can get some way to get the tank opening thing fixed too with a key on it. So until later.